Hello everyone, welcome back to my online class. This is Shortcut Taslim Afroz, lecturer, Department of English. Well, dear students, in my previous lecture, I talked about Unit 5. Unit 5 from your English first paper book. And this topic was about climate change. In that that unit, we actually talked about two lessons, lesson 1 and lesson 2. In today's lesson, I will talk about the same unit, but the lesson is different. In today's lesson, I'm going to talk about lesson 3, lesson 4 and lesson 5. So in this lesson, you will learn about climate change, relation with men with climate. At the same time, you will know about the bad effect actually of climate change and how to protect ourselves from this climate change. So dear students, remember, when you are reading any passage, you have to be very careful because in your first paper question, you will find 3 passages. From that, you have to answer different type of question. From second passage, you have to answer fill in the blanks. So you have to have a good knowledge about the passage. In that case, as I told about the reading method in my previous lecture, that when you are reading any passage, in that case, you have to remember 3 important things, that are scanning, skimming and skipping. These 3 things will help you to read a passage very nicely. After that, you have to follow another criteria like this. You have to know the meaning of this passage, the phrase, if there is any phrase, any idioms, you have to know all the meanings from this passage, because in your examination you will not find any type of questions accurately from the passage. So it is better that you understand the total meaning of the passage. After that, if there is any type of questions, you will be able to answer all the questions, and of course you will obtain a very good mark in the examination. In that case, of course, you need lot of practice. You need to have a very good idea about this passage. Well, dear students, after completing this 3 lessons, we will try to solve a sample question that I have already prepared. But before that, it's very important to know about the 3 passages. Well, as I told you earlier, that today we will talk about 3 passages. First one is men and climate. This one is very important because we all know that there is a very close relation between men and climate. Sometimes it's very positive, and at the same time we people are responsible for changing the climate. How? So let's start to know about these topics from this passage. So now, dear students, our today's first lesson is men and climate, lesson 3. In this lesson, we will know about the relationship between men and climate. There is overwhelming evidence that human activities, especially burning fossil fuels, are leading to increase the level of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The temperature is increasing rapidly, and we people are responsible for that, because the primary cause of recent global warming or global climate change is due to human being. At the same time, the solutions are also within the human domain. So we people actually responsible for the sufferings of ours. We have to be very careful when we are destroying this earth, which is our living place. At the same time, it is very true that human being cannot change the radiation of the sun. But man can do one very important thing. What is that? Yes, dear students, this is what people can reduce or can control the increase of the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In this regard, we have to be very careful when we are destroying this earth. Dear students, the main reason behind this climate change is people, as I said. First one is for getting or leading a very comfortable life. We people are establishing mills and factories here and there, which required actually energy. The combustion of coal and the mineral gases and other natural gases are also burning every day because we want to heat our home, at the same time to move car and airplane, and for different purpose every day we are burning coals. This is how we are destroying our earth. At the same time, we people every day cutting a lot of trees for our own benefits, for our own profit. The dishonest people actually cutting down trees at randoms. As we all know, because of deforestation, every day we are facing lots of problems. We need oxygen, which comes from trees, but because of um, lackings of trees, every day the increasing amount of carbon dioxide is increasing in the atmosphere. So as I already mentioned that we people are responsible for this reason. So we have to be very careful, because otherwise we won't be able to live on this earth happily. So this is all about this unit, climate change. And so dear students, we have already completed lesson 3. This lesson was about men and climate, but now we will going to start to know about lesson 4, which is about fish population. Dear students, in previous lesson you have learned about the relationship between men and climate, and in this lesson you will learn about fish population. Because of climate change, actually because of the bad effect and the result of climate change, fish population is on the verge of extinction. Every day temperature is increasing, not only in the atmosphere, but at the same time this temperature is increasing rapidly, very swiftly, in the river, canal and ocean. And for that reason the different kind of fishes are going to disappear very soon. If the temperature increase 1 or more degree, in that case many of the species of fish will extinct. And we have to remember this thing, that we people are dependent on these fishes for our livelihood, at the same time for our health issues, for protein actually. So it is our duty to save the fish population. We people can prevent this if we have enough honest motive. Otherwise, a day will come when the offsprings of fish population will disappear from this earth. So dear students, I hope you understand how the bad effects of climate change is every day destroying our life, at the same time it's destroying the ecological balance. So after reading this passage, please try to remember this thing, and we should take initiative to solve this problem so that we can live on this earth happily. So now let's turn to another topic. So dear students, we have already completed 2 lessons. Now our last lesson is about a friend of the earth. Dear students, in our previous 2 lessons, we have learned about the relationship between man and climate. next how the bad effects and actually the result of climate change is every day destroying our peaceful life. And in this lesson, which is very important and which is excellent one basically, because in this lesson you will learn how to protect our environment, and for that reason you have to maintain three important things. First one is reduce, reuse and recycle. This three is very important to exercise. Now let's start to know more about these three topics. Well, the students, our first topic was reduce. What do you mean about this word reduce? Reduce means to create less waste so that their the items is less to thrown away. So dear students, remember this topic reduce, which is very important to save our environment. Next one is reuse. Reuse is another important topic because when you are actually it refers to buy something which is usable again and again, or you can repair it. This is actually called reuse. So when we people are buying anything, we have to be very careful about the thing, about the matter that we should buy something which is actually repairable. So in this way we will be able to save our earth and we will be able to live in on this earth happily. Well, last one is recycling. Recycling is another and last important thing we have to exercise. What actually this word recycling means? Recycling means when you are buying something, don't and after using this word, don't throw this one in the garbage, but hand over this one to a person or any company who can make another thing from these things. So this is how actually we can save our environment. So dear students, I hope you understand the three important things, and of course we should practice this to save our life. So dear students, here is our question. Question is fill in the each gap with a suitable word of your own best. As I said you before my discussion, your own word. So on the information from the text, we have already known about these three passes. Now imagine where this sample question come from. Water temperature. I hope you can guess. So water temperature. Water temperature has, here is the solution for you. Water temperature has increased by climate change. By climate change, there is less dash and oxygen in the rivers, lakes and seas. As I have already mentioned the answer from the text, but as I said you earlier that when you are reading a passage you have to be very careful because you will not find anything accurately from the passage. And here you can see I have underlined this one, your own best. So there is less food and oxygen in rivers, lakes and seas. Next one is available for fish. Available for fish. Global, what? Global warming. Global warming is a threat to fish population. So you have to read the whole passage very properly. To fish population, it will dash all the fishes dash. It will kill all the fishes soon. Very soon, if all the fishes will disappear if we do not take any initiatives. Well, 1-2 degrees rise in temperature will make some species extinct. So dear students, this is how actually you have to solve this question answer. So be prepared and take a very good preparation for examination. So dear student, thank you very much.